Hello, I'm Mathieu from Ludobox, and today I'm going to give you an overview of a board game to change. So this is going to be Photosynthesis. So Photosynthesis is a game about trees and getting sunlight. It's a placement game for 2 to 4 players, ages 8 and up, and plays for 30 to 60 minutes depending on the game modes and also on the number of players. So in photosynthesis, you are a tree species, in essence, and you try to colonize a forest. So you try to lay trees, and you also try to turn the trees into victory point tiles. And that's how you win the game. You win by having the most victory points, basically by growing the trees and taking risks to put shade everywhere because you don't want the other trees to grow. So it's a bit competitive, but it's kind of zen and neat. So there is a sun panel here, and the sun is going to light the forest and to shed light. And this is good because it allows us to grow. Sun is the main resource that we spend in photosynthesis. And at the beginning of every turn, the first thing that we do is that we move the sun 1 square, except on the first turn in which it doesn't move. So you're going to shed light in this direction, and then every tree would get 1 point of sunlight for every level of tree which is lit. So we have level 1, 2, and 3 of trees. As you can guess, the level 3 is very high and the level 1 is very small. So in this case, everyone gets 2 sun points, and then we can start spending those points to do stuff. So the problem is that you may know that trees grow and that the shade is supposed to be competitive to beat other trees. So for example, if I have a tree like this, it's a third level tree, so it's going to cast 3 squares of shade. So this tree is shaded and it wouldn't get any sunlight, so it would get no sun points. And this is a level 3 tree, so it gets 3 sun points to spend. So this is very good for me. I get 5 sun points here, 1, 1, and 3. So basically that's how it works. There is another subtlety. So for example, if I have that tree here, it's a level 2 tree, and it's in front of me. So I shouldn't get any sunlight, but I am higher, so I still get it. I still get my 3 sunlight. So how does it work then? After the sunlight phase, we have an action phase. And in this action phase, we're going to spend the sun points that we get, and we're going to spend them to basically perform actions, so make our trees grow, that kind of thing. So how do we do stuff? We can spend 1 sunlight to shed a seed. So for example, let's admit I'm blue, I have pine cones, and I choose a tree that emits a seed. For each level, it can be sent 1 square away. So a first level tree doesn't go very far. Two level tree can go very far. For example, I can go at the heart of the forest, or I don't know, I can go here. So I have more possibilities. And this pine here can be grown into a tree. Then once I have planted a seed, I may spend 1 sunlight to replace it with a level 1 tree from my reserve here, from my stock. I do not have the right to touch this, even though I did it to place a tree here. I shouldn't have done that. I may spend 2 sunlight to replace it with a bigger tree. And for example, if I want a level 3 tree that isn't in my stock, I need to buy that tree from here. So for example, here I would spend 4 sunlight to get that tree, and then I could spend 3 sunlight to remove that level 2 tree and make it a level 3. So once I have level 3 trees, I can turn them into victory points. So that's where placement is very important. Once you spend 4 sun points over a 3 level tree, you get a tile, a victory point tile. And depending on where you are in the forest, you get these darker tiles. And the darker tiles are more difficult to get because it's the center of the forest, you get more shaded. So it's less consistent, but you get more victory points than the easy ones here. So once you spend 4 points, you turn that tree into a victory point tile. So you are going to try to start again. You need to perform the cycle again, so to grow trees again. And you free some space for the other trees to grow, because obviously you are very tall now, you're very small. So it's all a matter of cycle. You cannot perform more than one action on the same square per turn. So for example, I could not grow a seed to a level 3 tree in the same turn. That's not possible. So once everyone has performed his or her actions, the round ends and you just move the sunlight, have another sunlight phase, and you have to plan for the other turns, because you might get shaded in subsequent turns. So you have to, for example, in this case, this is going to get light, but next turn, this is not going to get light. So the game continues over 3 revolutions of the sun. Every revolution of the sun, you just remove a token, and when there are no more tokens left, the game ends. And when the game ends, you just add up all of the numbers of the tiles that the player got. And the highest score wins, and you add that with a tiny thing here. So if you have unspent points, you might get extra points for not spending your sun points. That's it for photosynthesis. You see that this is a chill yet competitive game in which you try to shade people out, but at some point you need to remove your trees because you want to get victory points. That's how you win the game. And other people might find different ways of scoring points. So you need to manage your tempo as well as shading and blocking the other players. You know almost everything about photosynthesis, so now go ahead and play.